Students, so far we discussed design of stator part of induction motor, and before moving on to discuss rotor part of induction motor, let us discuss air gap. See, uh, what is air gap in induction motor? Air gap is it's merely clearance between stator and rotor, though it is very small in length, but plays very important role in induction motor, and its value affects so many performance parameters of induction motor. Okay, you think from designer point of view, what could be the optimal value of air gap in induction motor? How machine designer will choose or decide, estimate length of air gap? What are the factors to be considered for choice of length of air gap? Okay, here I have considered some images just to highlight location of air gap. Between stator and rotor there is small gap that is referred as air gap. Okay, and value of this air gap is hardly few mm. Even for machine having diameter say up to 80 centimeter, length of air gap is few mm. It is 3 to 4 mm. Okay, and this image shows magnified view of air gap between stator and rotor. Okay, next we'll discuss factors to be considered for choice of length of air gap. These factors like power factor, overload capacity, pulsation loss, unbalanced magnetic cooling, noise, all these six factors are taken as a reference to decide length of air gap. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Coming to first factor, that is power factor. You know, magnetic circuit of induction motor is formed by stator, rotor as well as air gap, and MMF is required to circulate flux through both iron part as well as air gap. Hence, MMF required to send the flux through air gap is proportional to product of flux density and the length of air gap. That ATG is proportional to BG and to LG. Okay. Then even with very small flux densities, the MMF required for air gap is much more than that of rest of the magnetic circuit, because reluctance offered by air gap is more than reluctance of any magnetic circuit. Okay, therefore length of air gap determines the magnetizing current drawn by the machine. Okay, just to justify the statement, let us consider phasor diagrams of an induction motor with different air gap lengths. So here I consider induction motor. This is case 1 and this is case 2. Phasor diagram of induction motor 1 and this is phasor diagram of induction machine 2. Say, uh, you know, no load current of machine has two components. One is magnetizing current, another is loss component. Okay, and magnetizing current drawn by machine, it depends upon length of air gap. Case 1 shows value of magnetizing current drawn by machine, that is Im1 is less than Im2. Okay, this is phasor diagram for machine having smaller air gap length, and this phasor diagram is for machine having higher or larger length of air gap. And if you compare values of magnetizing current drawn by machine 1 having less air gap and with machine having more air gap, value of Im1 is less than Im2, then what is effect of this value of magnetizing current on power factor? Okay, see, whenever machine draws more magnetizing current, phase angle difference between stator voltage and stator current, that is phi 1, is less for machine having small air gap compared to machine having, say, phi 2 is greater than phi 1. If phi 2 is greater than phi 1, then what happens to cos phi 2? Cos phi 2 is smaller than cos phi 1. Cos phi 2 is smaller than cos phi 1. Hence, power factor of machine is less for larger air gap length compared to smaller air gap length, and this value depends upon magnetizing current. So here magnetizing current in case 2 is greater than case 1, therefore phase angle between stator applied voltage and stator current is greater for case 2, therefore cos phi 2 is smaller than cos phi 1. Hence power factor of machine with greater gap length is smaller. Next, coming to overload capacity. What is overload capacity? The overload capacity of an induction motor is defined as ratio of maximum output to the rated output, right? And if air gap length is large, then what happens to flux? Zigzag leakage flux. This zigzag leakage flux will be less, and that will reduce leakage reactance. And if leakage reactance is small, you know diameter of circle diagram is large. And if whenever diameter of circle diagram is large, naturally overload capacity of machine will increase. Okay, but just to understand what is zigzag leakage flux, I have considered this case. Here the flux passing from one tooth to another in zigzag fashion across the air gap is called zigzag flux, and magnitude of this zigzag flux depends upon length of air gap. And if length of air gap is more, magnitude of this zigzag flux will be less, and that will keep leakage reactance small and diameter of circle diagram increase, and hence overload capacity of machine will increase. So here I have considered circle diagram of two machine having different air gaps. Okay, so here value of excess will be value of excess leakage reactance depends upon zigzag flux. Then if length of air gap is large, what happens to leakage reactance due to reduction is zigzag leakage flux? It will be less, and hence overload capacity of that machine will be more, right? Then coming to pulsation loss. With larger length of air gap, the variation of reluctance due to slotting is small. Okay, and tooth pulsation loss, which is produced due to variation in reluctance of air gap, is also less. Therefore, the pulsation losses is less with larger air gap, right? Then coming to unbalanced magnetic pull. If the length of air gap is small, even a small deflection of shaft would produce a large irregularity in the length of air gap, and therefore this particular effect is responsible for production of large unbalanced magnetic pull. In case of machine, if length of air gap is uniform throughout axial length, then there is no question of unbalanced magnetic pull. But what happens? Even with small deflection of shaft, irregularity in the length of air gap will be produced, and that results into unbalanced magnetic pull. And because of this, there is chance of bending the shaft, and tendency to bend the shaft is still more at place where it is already bent. And what is its results? There is falling of rotors and stator, and there is this can lead to even short circuit between stator and rotor. So if the length of air gap of a machine is large, a small deflection of shaft would not be able to produce noticeable unbalanced magnetic pull in the machine. Okay, therefore if length of air gap is large, then deflection of shaft, even if there is deflection of shaft, that will not create unbalanced magnetic pull. And if unbalanced magnetic pull occurs, that can lead to some mechanical problems in the machine. Next, coming to cooling. What happens to cooling of machine if length of air gap is large? If the length of air gap is large, if the length of air gap is large, the cylindrical surfaces of rotor and stator are separated by a large distance. So here this image shows this is stator part and this is rotor part. Between stator and rotor part, if length of air gap is large, what happens? Whenever fan is used as cooling, this will circulate. With large air gap length, cylindrical surface of both rotor and stator are separated with large distance, and when machine runs, when a rotor runs, that will run fan, and fan will circulate air through air gap. So if length of air gap is large, that would afford better facilities for cooling at the air gap surface when fan is fitted for circulation of air. If length of air gap is large, then cooling effect will be better. Then coming to noise. The principal cause of noise in induction motor is variation of reluctance of the zigzag flux. Okay, and here if somehow effect of leakage flux is reduced, then definitely noise in the machine will be less. And then how to achieve this? So this can be achieved by increasing the length of air gap. If length of air gap is large, effect of leakage zigzag leakage flux will be less, and that will keep noise in the machine low. Then uh, let me discuss some concluding remarks on choice of length of air gap. Okay, when length of air gap is small, what happens to magnetizing current? Magnetizing current drawn by machine will be less if length of air gap is small. And whenever magnetizing current drawn by machine is small, definitely power factor of that machine operates at better power factor. Hence, if length of air gap of induction motor is small, then magnetizing current drawn by machine will be low, and that will improve power factor. Small air gap length is beneficial in terms of power factor. Power factor of machine will be more for smaller air gap lengths. Then what happens if large air gap lengths are kept between stator and rotor? If higher overload capacity, better cooling, reduction in noise, or reduction in unbalanced magnetic pull is important. If these factors are considered as prime factor during design, then designer should keep large air gap length. Okay, small air gap length will improve power factor, and large air gap length will give higher overload capacity, better cooling, low noise, as well as less unbalanced magnetic pull in the machine. So here this equation shows some relations for calculation of length of air gap. And in order to estimate length of air gap of small induction motor, this equation is used. Lg equal to 0.2 plus 2 into under square root dlmm. Okay, here d and l must be expressed in meter. This is for some bearings like roller and ball bearing. When journal bearings are used, the length of air gap equation used for calculating length of air gap is different. This is also one of the expression which can be used for small machines. Okay, so using these equations, length of air gap can be calculated after calculating main dimensions of machine. Okay, then so this slide shows what are typical values of length of area for 4-pole machines. So if you observe this table, for different diameter of machine, what is length of air gap? Okay, if diameter of machine is say 0.15, that is 15 centimeter. For 15 centimeter diameter of machine, length of air gaps maintained is 0.35 mm. Okay, for 30 centimeter or zero point 0.3 meter, it is 0.7 mm. For 0.45 meter, length of air gap is just 1.3 mm, and for zero point 0.8 meter or 80 centimeter, when diameter of machine is say stator diameter of machine is zero point 0.8 meter, then length of air gap is hardly 4 mm. Okay, then where do you use this information? What is use of estimating length of air gap? Okay, say this value is used to calculate rotor diameter. Say once main dimensions are calculated, stator bore will be value of stator bore will be obtained, that is capital D. Okay, and after knowing capital D, if length of air gap is mentioned, and this can be calculated also, if length of air gap is given and knowing diameter of uh, bore stator, Then rotor diameter can be calculated as stator bore minus 2 times length of air gap, d minus 2 LC. This will help to calculate rotor diameter.